Hey man, I do what I do.
But in the meantime, look, as we wrap this thing up, man, I want to leave you all with some hard truths. Okay. And that's gonna be difficult to hear. Okay. And this has been a difficult broadcast to listen to because you had to be confronted with some things that you thought were dead and gone and in the past. But everything we talked about tonight, everything we discussed is necessary for your survival. Right now, the atmosphere in this country is tense. The unrest surrounding these anti-deportation protests is only escalating. It's not even summer yet. It hadn't even got hot outside. Okay? So the best thing for Black people to do, the best thing for foundational Black American people to do in this moment is to exercise caution and stay out of situations that could put you in harm's way. Okay? We've seen time and time again how quickly things can spiral out of control and when that happens. And we already know how the story ends. Law enforcement will flood the scene, and given our history of policing in America, we're oftentimes the first ones to face the consequences. And whether we are the ones causing the trouble or not, it won't matter. Because when the dust settles, we'll be the ones filling up the jails and facing legal battles and dealing with long-term repercussions. Even if you find yourself among a crowd of protesters, whether they be Latino or whatever, okay, you need to recognize that your presence as a Black man or Black woman in that space shifts the dynamic entirely. If anything were to happen to you, if law enforcement or counter protesters were to turn violent, it would not just be your loss. First of all, it'd be broadcast all over the news because a Black person got hurt. You see? A Black person got hurt. And it's going to be felt deeply across the entire Black community. And make no mistake, the loss, your Black body, your loss. Look at George Floyd, a man who they had written off and said, oh, he's a drug addict, blah, blah, blah. That set off a chain reaction that led to more protests, more division, and more suffering, and more chaos, and more pain for Black people nationwide because we had to watch another Black person get unalived by some overzealous, crooked cop. Now, I'm going to talk to you, brothers and sisters. I want you to understand something. You have a duty to yourself. You have a duty to your family, and you have a duty to your foundational Black American people to think strategically about positions you put yourself in. Now, I know many of you have close friends and wives and husbands and girlfriends and boyfriends and family members who are Latino, and it's natural to feel the urge to stand in solidarity with them. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to support people you love, but you need to do so with intelligence and with awareness and with a clear understanding of the risk. If you choose to get involved in one of these lively protests, okay, I urge you to let everybody know that they need to prioritize nonviolence at all costs at these protests. If you decide to march, make sure it's a peaceful demonstration. Make sure they secure the proper permits and follow the guidelines. Make sure they obey the law enforcement when necessary. And make sure that your voice is heard in a way that does not invite unnecessary retaliation. And let me be absolutely clear. If you see energy shifting, you decide to go out there and the energy shifts. If you sense the tensions are about to boil over, if the protest starts to feel like a call for justice, okay, or more like an impending riot, you need to leave. You need to grab your belongings, grab your children, grab your family, and remove yourself from the situation. See, we've seen how quickly protests can turn into battlegrounds, and we can't afford to be caught up in the middle of a fight. See, the truth is, at the end of the day, this is not our battle. Okay? And not in the way that some want us to believe it is. See, the last thing we need is to be pulled into something that has little to do with us but could leave us paying the heaviest price. We're not immigrants. We're foundational Black America. We literally been here since the foundation of this country. We're not immigrants. And the way in which we got to this country was not voluntary. So we don't have the same burden that the other people have. Oh, y'all should have stayed where you at. You could go home. That's not us. We here because we were forced to be here. And we stayed here because we earned the right to be here. We paid our dues. And that's something that we don't need to forget. Black people in America have done our part. We fought, we bled, we died in the civil rights, for voting rights, for equality. We made our voices heard loud and clear in the last election, and yet our wisdom was ignored. Look at the numbers. 93% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris. 79% of Black men voted for Kamala Harris. If our voices had been truly listened to, much of the chaos we're seeing today wouldn't even have been happening. So, if anyone tries to guilt trip you into taking unnecessary risks, where the Black people at? Why y'all not out here on the front line with us, getting hit in the head and harassed by the police? Make sure you remind them, okay, all of them, okay, what our people have already sacrificed. Not just for ourselves, but for every other community. For the brown community, for the Indian community, Native American community, white women, Jewish people. We did that for all of them. Okay? And now they're facing struggles. Remind them that when we spoke up, when we warned them about what was coming, too many people just chose to ignore us. We did our part. We don't owe anyone anything. I also want one thing to be clear. See, these protests today, they're not the same as the ones we saw during the civil rights movement. Shout out to my man, Solemn 313. Our ancestors marched with discipline. They marched with strategy. They had a clear vision for non-violent resistance. They knew that the moment violence entered into the equation, the entire movement could be delegitimized. And that's what you see happening right now to these folk, these Latino folk. They're rioting, they're looting, they're stabbing people, they're cutting off freeways. They did the same thing that the BLMs did, and that's why that failed. That's why you can't even say BLM. Now, I see the same thing happen in some of these protests right now. They're disorganized. They're emotionally charged. Some have even spiraled into outright chaos. And history has proven when you bring violence into the mix, you should expect violence in return. Black people can't afford to be caught up in a movement that lacks clear leadership and direction. We can't afford to be casualties in a fight that we didn't start and that we can't control and that we don't benefit from at all. So as we move forward in these turbulent times, I need you all to keep your heads on a swivel and move smart. Protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your community. The desire for justice is natural. The urge to want to help people in need is natural for Black people. We are wonderful people. We are compassionate people. We are loving people, irrespective of what these folks say. The reason we're still here is because of who we are. But see, you don't need to let that desire cloud your judgment. We can't let emotions push us into a situation that could have devastating consequences for us and our people. Okay? We're not just individuals. There is no other place on earth that you can find Black Americans or foundational Black Americans. We're not individuals. We are collective. And every decision we make affects all of us. So be strategic. And let's be mindful. And let's continue to fight for justice in a way that uplifts us and strengthens us and keeps us safe. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. God bless you. Shout out to Solomon 312. Shout out to everybody who came through with the super chat and this Cash App and the PayPal. I'm glad you all learned something. I truly love you all. And I wish you all well. You know, I wish everybody who's listening, whatever ethnicity you are, I hope you learned something. I hope this created some understanding. Hopefully Black people, white people, Latino people understand each other a little bit better, you know, and that's my goal here. Do the best I can to be a truth speaker. Nevertheless, this is Uncle D, and as I always say at this time, I'm out.
Late night tuning, light up the stream. DennisSpurling, wisdom gleam. Voices whisper truth and an insight. In his podcast, feel the light. Harmony in every word. Truth and laughter you've heard.
Well, that's all right.
Wave after wave of smooth delight. Dennis brings the dark to light.
That's the blizzard, baby. Yes,
Share the tales unfold. The stories born like morning gold. Feeling the wisdom inside me. Subscribe and like time after time.
Black men, I want to salute you. Your incarceration rate is down. The education rate is up. We up. We went from, we are doing great for ourselves. So you should salute yourself. Shout out to all the brothers out there, whether you're a truck driver or engineer, whether you're an electrician or garbage man, a doctor, a lawyer, if you a hard-working brother, if you fresh out the penitentiary, but you on your grind and you doing it legal and you trying to make amends for yourself, man, I salute you too, brothers. God bless you. This is Uncle D, and you know, I'm out.